John McCain will be a strong, courageous, and effective leader from the first day he steps into the Oval Office.
Some Catholic leaders are furious that John McCain has accepted the endorsement of televangelist John Hagee, who they say has a long history of vicious attacks on their church.
The president of the Catholic League, Bill Donahue, says Hagee regularly impugns the Catholic Church, calling it the, quote, great whore and a false cult system.
This thing is out of bounds, and this is why McCain has to look at this. It's the totality of what the man stands for. He's been bashing Catholicism for decades and making a mountain of money over it.
This is the great whore of Revelation 17. This is the Antichrist system. This is the apostate church. In this cup, if you will read it in the book of Revelation, is the blood of the saints. This is talking principally about the blood of the Jewish people. Where? From the Crusades that happened back here. From the Spanish Inquisition. From the Holocaust. When Adolf Hitler came to power, he said, I'm not going to do anything in my lifetime that hasn't been done by the Roman Church for the past 800 years. I'm only going to do it on a greater scale and more efficiently. And he certainly has done just exactly that. God has said, I gave you the time to repent, but you did not. You, this false cult system that was born in Genesis 10 and progressed through Israel and became Baal worship, God says the day is going to come when I'm going to cause this beast to devour this apostate system. So you can say very clearly that while the church is in heaven, this false religious system is going to be totally devoured by the Antichrist.
I'm very honored by Pastor John Hagee's endorsement today.
To give up more land for peace. Joel 3:2 says, any nation that tries to get Israel to divide my land, I will bring it into judgment. I want those of you in the State Department and in government in Washington to hear this. If America does not stop pressuring Israel to give up land, I believe that God will bring this nation into judgment, because I believe what this book says. And if God brings this nation into judgment, he will very likely release the terrorists that you've already let get here through the ridiculous immigration policy you refuse to stop. And this nation is going to go through a bloodbath that you have permitted because of what you have done.
I was pleased to have the endorsement of Pastor John Hagee yesterday. A lot of people are coming in our...
Do you still think that Katrina is punishment from God for a society that's becoming like Sodom and Gomorrah?
All hurricanes are acts of God because God controls the heavens. I believe that New Orleans had a level of sin that was offensive to God, and they were recipients of the judgment of God for that. The newspaper carried the story in our local area that was not carried nationally, that there was to be a homosexual parade there on the Monday that the Katrina came. And the promise of that parade was that it was going to reach a level of sexuality never demonstrated before in any of the other gay pride parades. So I believe that the judgment of God is a very real thing, and I believe that the Hurricane Katrina was in fact the judgment of God against the city of New Orleans.
You think that the whole city was punished because of things like the forthcoming gay pride parade?
This is true. All of the city was punished because of the sin that happened there in that city.
When he endorses me, it does not mean that I embrace everything that he stands for and believes in.
Is he ready to embrace someone who calls the Catholic religion a great whore? Well, I think John McCain's statement that he put out from the campaign after the question was raised speaks for itself. And I think that many times people who endorse someone are not in total agreement with them on every issue. That's the case with most people.
John McCain will be a strong, courageous, and effective leader from the first day he steps into the Oval Office.
I'm very honored by Pastor John Hagee's endorsement today.